Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you on our session this morning. As you may be aware, we are having three sessions every day, one in the morning at 8 a.m., one in the afternoon at 4:15 p.m., and the third one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these three sessions are on the same YouTube channel and the same Zoom link. The idea behind these sessions is to give you a brief introduction about what is Sahaja Yoga. So folks who cannot go to nearby centers or there are no centers in their cities, it helps them a lot. That is how the idea behind this channel sort of started off. But apart from these three sessions daily, we are having a session uh, at 5:30 p.m. every day again for people who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. Again, on the same YouTube channel and the same Zoom link. So anybody who thinks now we have understood the basics, we understand vibrations in our hands, etc., can join those sessions and benefit from them. Uh, all these sessions are in Hindi. We started some sessions in Marathi and English for people who requested to understand in different languages. So today's session is in English at 8 a.m. only. And on Saturdays, we have in the morning at 8 a.m. in Marathi. Rest are all Hindi. So people who do not understand English, I would apologize and ask for your excuse. Today, you may attend other sessions on any days, any time that suits you well. Today's session is a little bit different again, is because we are targeting, in a way, the young folks today. We have all come to the realization that the young students and young people today are living in a very, very stressed out society, it seems. There's a very, earlier it wasn't there this much. There's a pressure to prove yourselves. And we'll talk about this a little bit more, but that's why we thought it made sense to have a session today that is geared towards young. But I think the things that we'll discuss stand true for all of us. So what we'll do is just quickly go through some slides. This helps put across the thoughts in a coherent manner. And then we'll understand our internal subtle system very briefly. Go for the meditation session where we will get the experience today, here, now. After that, if you have any questions, you want to talk to us, you can do that by joining the Zoom link or by leaving your questions in the YouTube chat itself. We'll try to answer them. So what is the value proposition here? The value proposition is a complete well-being. So you de-stress yourself, bring yourself into balance, and get a total well-being through Sahaja Yoga. If you think about it, total well-being doesn't happen by anything outside. If you have to treat a tree, it has to be treated from its roots. And that is how the whole tree is properly brought around. That is the same for us. Something has to happen inside, which brings in this transformation inside and outside. It brings us in a state of peace and bliss. And it takes care of our physical being, mental being, emotional being, spiritual being. So the complete self that we are. That is how the complete well-being part is very important. So it's not just that you come to Sahaja Yoga for just getting some peace. Your complete existence, everything around you needs to be taken care of. That is the total well-being. So as we're talking about, the young students and young people in the teens and 20s, let's say, are under immense pressure. It is an aggressive environment all around. And I'm just surprised by how much they are stressed out. Even after getting into the most prestigious institutions, they are committing suicides. And even after getting good jobs, they're always under pressure. That the other person is getting this much, they are doing that. I'm good for nothing, I have to do this and that. And it's an endless race that has really picked up the pace because of maybe the availability of knowledge of what others are doing and all of that. But it is a crazy environment. And the more young people I meet, the more worried I get for them. So their minds are full of worry and worries about, of course, career, admission into good colleges. That is a very stressful time coming out of schools and going into colleges. Uh, you have to succeed, and what your family thinks about you, and what your neighbors think about you, what their relatives think about you. Everybody is discussed very openly and creates a lot of pressure for the young folks truly. What are my friends doing? How are they faring? And all of that, and what job and growth, and then money, and nothing is enough. Then you have to build houses and own this much, and then show off to your friends that I'm earning this much. So you spend so much, then you're again under stress. So people are living in it's a spiral, and it goes on and on and on, and there's no end to it. And it is creating really a maddening society for all of us. And at the same time, people are working really hard. There's talk of work hours today, but in reality, people are working very long hours, and it is not normal. It is something that creates a lot of imbalance among human beings. That we are not robots, and we have a life other than the work as well. All this is creating, and again, you have to work hard to earn more. The competition and everything in bosses and success and career, it all boils down to the same stuff that there's people are all around working so much, and they doing this and that and this job, that job. So I also have to do it. Apart from this, there's another angle, of course, growing up in the young ages of how I look, how people perceive me, what they think of me, and what the opposite sex thinks of me, and things around that. We know that so well. So it is a clear hodgepodge and a mesh, and it is creating a really a, a mind that is. Uh, I don't know how a mind like that can really function well. So what happens is that all of this results in a lack in self-confidence, because such people who are thinking all the time, worried, they're not attentive, their memories are also bad. It is a stressful, restless environment that makes people impatient and irritable. It happens so many times these days that the oldest generation is talking to the younger one, and they can't keep their attention there. Um, and the parents and all feel, what's wrong with this person? Because they are not able to relate. So it's like the young people are actually living in a different world, and they're not really enjoying their lives so much. They want to show that they are, but it's really not true. It's not so. So, what's the effect of stress? I think it is a question that is very easily answered today. Um, it was when Shree Mataji started Sahaja Yoga in 1917. You can see a photograph right behind me. She laid out all the correlations between the type of lives that we lived and the exact diseases you get because of that. Because our chakras inside, they are all made in a way that our behavior leads to certain problems physically also. So that correlation she laid out, and now, I mean, we used to talk about this in Sahaja Yoga for so long. Now, every doctor you go to for with any simple problem also, they will probably use the word stress in any case, because it is one of those things that is everybody has come to realize is affecting us very badly all around. And so many research papers have now come to really establish that correlation of stress, of anxiety, and everything that is all around all the time. So, loss of sleep is a very easy one. Stressful people are not able to sleep well. It's something that is very easily cured in surgery. It's one of the easiest things I would say. The other bigger problems come in the form of smoking, drinking, and drugs. And it is something that you just have to do because maybe you have to look like others, you have to appear like one of many around you, or it could be because you're just so stressed out. So people say that work hard and party harder. I think that is what you have to do when you're working so hard, because you have to just forget all the stress that you have had for the whole week. So people take to drinking, smoking, and now drugs has come, and it's very, very dangerous. And we know the young folks are taking it, and we just don't know how to get rid of this madness for them. One easy way would be to change the society all around, but that's not easy. It's easier said than done. So this has crept in, and it's very scary for all of us. Of course, physical troubles, the young folks may not necessarily experience it early in their lives. But even today, we are hearing of people in their 20s getting heart attacks and so many other problems. What you do at this stage, in fact, builds it up going later on. So, for example, you get in the habit of running around too much, working very hard, stress, and you're pushing your body to its limits and all of that. You keep doing that. As you grow up, you don't slow down because that is what excites you now. That is what makes you thrive. That continues and you keep building on that imbalance in your body. And later on, you get too many diseases that we know of. I mean, I don't need to list them out. It's written, and we know many more. Probably these are not enough. Of course, one can argue that such people are not working well. They're not able to deliver whatever they're doing very well because you're not present in the center and you're not there. You're all the time thinking of something else. One other dangerous aspect that's come into the society is around depression. And I've heard of school going kids talking about depression, going to psychiatrists, and all of that. It is something that should worry the whole society. It should make us think, what are we leading our society into? This is something that is really definitely new age. It was not there in the past. And it is very worrisome. There needs to be a solution for all of this when we have advanced so much as human beings, not because we want our next generation to take to drugs or go into depression and other problems. So we are told that, stop stressing and start living. Again, easier said than done. How can I stop stressing? It is possible that somebody consults you for a while and you start feeling, okay, it's okay, whatever I have in life is good, I don't need to run around too much, etc., etc. But as soon as you step out, you hear of somebody doing something, and again something triggers, and you're stressed out, and you still want to achieve that and do this. And it's not bad that you want to achieve something, but you start stressing for it. You're not living normally. And that is what is something that people don't know. How do we do this? So, what do people do to remove stress? Let's see. Uh, we have heard of people taking to very rigorous routines daily. You get up in the morning, start running, and live a very healthy life and eat good diet and then work hard, and all of that routine comes in. So exercise, in fact, does help you forget some of the things for a while because you are focused on the exercise. But there's a very bad repercussion of this. And I'm not saying we should not exercise. We definitely should do some physical exercises. But once you're working very hard, you're already pushing your body to the limit. Even if you're working mentally, you don't know it. It's the same channel that works, that makes us work physically and mentally. It's called the Pingla Nadi in us. It's the sun channel. That is already going out of order because you're working very hard in life. You are thinking too much, aggressive, passionate about future, I'll do this, that. And then you also start exercising. So your one side of the body is pushed to its limit to bring it into balance. Your heart gives in, you get a heart attack. That is why we have heard of people getting heart attacks after gyms and all of that. It is, in fact, pushing us towards even more imbalance in life. Art forms do bring us back into normal a little bit. Music, especially the classical Indian music and dance and all of those things, have a tendency to bring us back because they are on the left side. But it is against, if taken into extreme, it doesn't, so it doesn't help us permanently. It is something that gives us some soothing joy for a while. Temporary relief is what we can say. So that is why people say that take to meditation, because there are no real alternatives as such to figure out our life, what we are here for, what is it that we have to do, what is to be focused on, what is so important that I have to do, and how do I get a peaceful, joyous, balanced life, which is why people start searching for something higher. Meditation is the only thing that comes in because religion is unable to give us the answers. Today, religion has, all of them have become so deformed, sadly. In the name of religion, so many wrong things are happening that people are running away. The young ones are truly running away from religion. Then came a slew of gurus, and they again had so many wrong things to teach and perpetrate that people started questioning them. And the whole idea of spirituality also started getting questioned. But one has to realize that when there are artificial flowers made all around in thousands, there has to be something in reality too. There is truth out there, which is going to give us what we are looking for. So the question is, what is meditation? People come to Sahaja Yoga saying that, I've been trying to meditate, but I just can't meditate. I can't get my thoughts to stop or anything like that, or I can't concentrate on something to like, because people don't know what is meditation, so they don't know how to meditate. That is the case, and that is the sad state of affairs in a great country. One of the greatest things that we don't know about our nation is the heritage of yoga, of spirituality. And we have forgotten our moorings and our basics. And that is why we don't know what is meditation today. So people think that maybe chanting some mantras is meditation, or focusing on something or one point here or something like that, people think is meditation, or just making your brain stop is meditation. But it is none of this actually. We'll come to what it is really, but just let's see what is mentioned on the slide. So meditation is mentioned as the only way to grow in our awareness. In meditation, we get thoughtless awareness. Thoughtless means there are no thoughts and we are completely aware. So it is the thoughtless awareness. We have the ability to think, but we are not bound by this mad thinking all the time. We get into a state where we can think or we can choose to be thoughtless. That is where we get complete silence inside us. And that is how the growth of our awareness takes place. We've come to this human stage from an amoeba stage. We all know all of that. We have learned in biology that unicellular amoebas were the first life forms, then fishes, then reptiles, animals, and we grew so much uh, across thousands and thousands of years, millions of years. But we grew physically. We learned some things to protect ourselves, to find food. And as human beings, we learned much more to cultivate crops and then family systems. And so many things came in. Then we learned art, science. Now we are able to do so much that animals cannot. So there's a growth in our awareness that has taken place up until now without our knowledge. The next jump in our evolution is in our awareness. And that will happen with our knowledge, with our seeking. It will not happen like we were made human beings from monkeys. We didn't have to do anything about it. We still won't have to do anything about it. But it will happen in our awareness. We'll seek for it, we'll know it. And that happens in meditation. That happens when you get our self-realization. A lot of big words have come in and just don't bother about it so much, but it's just giving you an idea of what is it that you're seeking? What is meditation? Why we have to seek it? What is the aim of this life that is gifted to us? So meditation is said to be in the, it is about being in the present. Why is it said so? Because we're all the time thinking, we have seen. People are so bogged down by their thoughts, they just can't stop. Even if you're talking to them, it is not like they're there, right in front of you. They're all the time thinking of something or the other. Let's see what we are thinking. We're thinking either of the past or of the future. These are the only two thoughts that come to us. Even right now, sitting listening to this session, you're probably thinking, oh, I should have done that yesterday, or maybe last year, or in my career, or my family, or something like that. Or maybe in the future, I'll do this or do that. It is just something that you can't stop. And you're all the time moving around like a pendulum, as it is shown here. And the thoughts rise, they fall. The next one rises and it falls. And we don't know when we have jumped from one thought to the other. Just goes on and on and on and on. Even when we are asleep, we are thinking. So it is an unstoppable thing in a way. So meditation happens when there's a pause, vilamb between these two thoughts. That is where we are in the present and we get that thoughtless awareness. This is what is to be expected, first of all, in meditation when you get your self realization. We have understood what is meditation, why it is needed. Some basics, at least, there's talk about being quiet in the mind, peaceful, thoughtless, and all of that. And there's a higher goal of our life to achieve the next level of our awareness, the growth, and all of that. Something quite vague, to be honest. But why Sahaja? Now, there are so many uh, organizations that have come up, so many gurus that are teaching about um, Kundalini even and self-realization and whatnot. So, what is so unique about Sahaja Yoga? So, this is something that is, in fact, very easy to talk about because Sahaja Yoga is something that you experience on your own. In Sahaja Yoga, there is no course that you do a 60-day course or so many months and you are now certified as Sahaja Yogi or something like that. And there is really nobody else telling you that now you are a self-realized person. It is something that happens to you on your own and you feel it. You experience it. You know it for sure that yes, this has happened to me. You get these vibrations flowing through your hands which tell you what is true, what is not. So it is a completely verifiable thing and you practice on your own. You don't pay anything for it. So nobody is gaining anything for it. It is completely free of cost, available to all of us. The whole knowledge is freely laid out by Shree Mataji in thousands of her lectures, which are all available on YouTube, etc. And it is something that is to be practiced and learned on our own. This sounds very, very, very fantastic and probably too good to be true kind of a thing. But it is really so. Let us understand the word Sahaj Yoga for a few minutes, and I think you'll understand more what is it that we're talking about. So the word Sahaj means something very simple, something that is very spontaneous. We say in Hindi, Sahaj hi ghatit hota. That means it happens on its own, very simply, spontaneously. For example, a seed is put into the Mother Earth, it sprouts on its own. Of course, water is there, sunlight is there, all of that is present. But the sprouting of the seed is a spontaneous process. You don't pull the prenule out. So nothing is done for it. Sahaja, with, born, something that is born with us. The yoga, we in fact don't know the meaning of the word yoga. Yoga means the union. Literally, in Sanskrit, when you have to add something, you say yoga of these two things. So that is the yoga. What is the yoga for us? Is the yoga of ourself that is sitting in our heart, our spirit, that is the reflection of God Almighty inside all of us, with the all-pervading power of God. That union has to happen, and that union is the yoga. Yoga has been talked about in our great country again for ages together, and we have heard of great rishi munis and sadhus and saints uh, across ages getting their yoga and talking about it. And it's something that's probably not for us. We are probably simple household people. We can't get something like that. But the old method in our great country was that of one realized guru would give realization to one disciple. He would choose among many and make them work really hard, test him to no limits, test them to no limits, and then choose one worthy candidate to give them self-realization. And that is how it has been. And many saints and sages have talked about it, but it has been kept a little secretive for some reasons, thinking that the general public will not get it. And that has been the case, really. Whenever somebody came to talk about something higher, we tortured their lives. The great saints and the great poets and incarnations have all faced the hardships of talking to human beings about something that is that they do not understand, and they have been poisoned, crucified, and various ways they had to give up their lives and all of that. This is probably why it has been kept secret. In the 6th century, when great saint called Ganeshwara wrote in his Ganeshwari Gita, he wrote a full chapter on Kundalini and awakening of the Kundalini, saying that this is the only way to get your self-realization. The Brahmins and Pandits of those times said that this chapter is forbidden, Nishid, cannot read it. Because if people read it, come and ask about it, they won't know how to answer it. This has been the sad affair of state. That is how it has progressed very, very slowly and very, very secretly. Shree Mataji says that now the time has come for all of us to get it. It's the time of Bahar, means so many flowers now have to come up on this tree of life, and all of us have to get it. We can understand that the world sits on the precipice today. That so many bad things are happening all around us. We've seen that the young generation is going in a very, very wrong direction as well. It cannot be that the God Almighty has just left us to be as we are and to take care of our own affairs. And there's no mechanism, there's no way for us to solve for this. Surely He has created all of this, and there is a way to get it. The old method and the new method of Sahaja. Sahaja is the same, of giving realization, getting realization. Shree Mataji has named it Sahaj to stress upon how it really manifests. But it is the same old thing where self-realization was given by a guru to the shish. But in the olden days, it was about first putting you all right correctly. So we've heard of Ashtanga Yogas by Patanjali. He described yoga in 8 parts, saying that first you have to do yam, niyam, pranayam, pratyahara, and each of these 8 had further things inside. One of the 8 had one thing as asana. That was to keep your physical body all right. All of these things were done and practiced for ages, sometimes lives together, and then the person would get their self-realization. So that was the way of putting everything all right first and then giving realization. Somehow we picked only the asana, which is the easiest thing to do, and everybody started doing asana, calling it yoga. But it is not so. Even pranayam is not yoga. Nothing of this is yoga. This is just preparation to get our yoga. Today's method is like first putting the light on in the candle that we have, let's say. Otherwise, you would have first put all the screws all right, the glass, if it's broken, you would mend it and things like that. And then finally the light would be put on. Shree Mataji says first we make the shikhar, the peak. You give the light, and in that light you see what is really wrong and you correct yourself gradually. That is how things have become easier for us to get realization. What we'll do is just quickly talk about our internal subtle system for a few minutes, and then we'll go for meditation, which is the most important thing. So when we were in our mother's womb, the energy that created us at 2.5 months or so entered from the top of our head, the fontanelle bone area, and the energy refracted into 3 parts because our brain is like a prism-shaped entity. We know that light refracts from a prism. The same way, you can say that the energy came into 3 parts. The one coming from the left went to the right, which is shown in the yellow color. It is called as the Pingla Nadi, which we talked about. It is the sun channel. It is the channel of our future. So people who are working all the time, futuristic, aggressive, want to achieve this, that, are working too much on this channel. And the one coming from the right went to the left, which is called as the Ida Nadi. It is shown in the blue color. It is the moon channel. So people who are emotional, think of the past too much, uh, they are working on this channel too much. All our desires come from this channel. So these two channels are created inside us, which govern our sympathetic nervous system on the gross. So the two of them are governing our complete sympathetic nervous system. The power coming from the center created these flower-like things that we see. These are called as chakras, energy centers, whatever name you like, you can call them by. And these chakras govern our complete physical, emotional, mental, spiritual being, in the sense that there are many aspects for each chakra, for emotional being, mental being, familial troubles, even monetary, everything that we are is governed by these chakras. Of course, the organs around them are governed by these chakras. These chakras manifest in our gross form, in the form of plexuses. So we know that there are plexuses in these places, or the crossing points of thousands of channels, particularly here. So the energy after all of this creation comes and settles down in the almost the end of her spine. There is a triangular bone. It is called as the sacrum bone. Beautifully, the Greeks have named it sacrum, which means sacred, something that is higher. They probably knew that there's something here. So they named it sacrum. The energy comes, and when it settles, it makes coils. 3.5 coils. Coils in Sanskrit is kundal. And this being our mother power, she's called as kundalini. She is our individual mother. Each one of us has our own individual mother who is with us all of our lives. The only goal, the only aim for her is to give us our second birth, which is self realization. Interestingly, in Sanskrit, a bird is called as Dvijaha, means twice born, and a realized person is also called as Dvijaha, means twice born, because it's like the bird first came into the world as an egg. So the world is the egg for it. Then it breaks through and it sees the world for what it really is. That is what happens to us when we get our self realization. We have completely been unaware of a dimension. A new dimension opens to us, a new awareness opens to us when we get our self realization. And that awakening and happening is what is going to give us whatever we are looking for. If it's peace, it's bliss, joy, it is the physical well being, emotional, mental well being, all of this. Because when the Kundalini awakens and it pierces through the fontanelle bone again, we get connected with the divine power that is all around us, that is surrounding us. That divine power is what is doing all the living work in this whole world. When we are connected with the divine power, it starts flowing through us and it corrects all of our chakras and nadis slowly and gradually. And when that happens, all our problems also go away. That is how in Sahaj Yoga, many physical problems are also cured. Many people with mental problems are also cured. And many of the unimaginable and incurable problems and diseases get cured. But that is not the goal. That is not what we propose. Essentially, we propose is that you get your self-realization. You get the light on your own. Then you'll know for yourself. So how will you know? When this power starts flowing through us, because it comes into our nervous system on the gross. The nervous system endpoints are on our fingers, our palm completely. So we feel the vibrations on our hands. These vibrations come to us as cool breeze. Adi Shankaracharya, first Shankaracharya that happened, he wrote a book called Sundar Lehriya. Sundar Lehriya means beautiful vibrations. He says that when mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel Sarilam Sarilam Chaitan, means cool vibrations. We feel it on our palms. It is a definite thing. You feel it like golden hot, undeniable. Then it is written in Bible that when the Holy Ghost will come, you'll feel the cool breeze. They do not know what is Holy Ghost. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, means resurrection time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. It's very interesting the use of these words because how do hands speak? Now these chakras are represented on our fingertips. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 chakras. We feel the status of these chakras on our fingertips as it is shown here. The status, you can see the numbers shown on the fingers. That is the place of these chakras inside us. And whatever chakra is not okay, you will feel a little heat or tingling or like a ant crawling there on those chakras. So you get to know for sure for the first time what is wrong with me. Today, you may go to the doctors with a small stomach ache or something, and they may tell you you have only these very days left to live. You'll be shocked. What are they saying? How can this be? How do I not know anything about it? Or if there is a very, very aggressive, egoistic person who gets angry a lot with others, you cannot go and tell them that, sir, please cool down a little bit because he will hit you. He will not agree that he is an aggressive person. But when he meditates, we feel whatever chakras are not okay. We feel, so he'll come and ask, what is wrong? Why am I feeling a little heat on this finger like this? So he'll say that, sir, this is this chakra. It gets caught up when you are very aggressive or angry. So he'll know that yes, this is so, this is true. But he'll not be able to correct himself. It will be the Kundalini, the power inside that will slowly and gradually correct the person. Again, you don't do anything. The only thing we do is meditate morning and evening. Sit in meditative state. And we do collective meditation by going to centers which are again completely free of cost. You don't pay anything for it. When we continue doing meditation, all of these problems slowly and gradually go away, and we feel the vibrations on our hands. These vibrations are truly, again, a completely amazing thing because let's say somebody comes in front of you and says something, talks big. You don't know if it's a real person or a fake person. You can see the vibrations, check the vibrations of that person. You know if the person is true or not. If the person is true, you'll feel cool vibrations coming from them. If he's not, you'll feel the heat coming from. So absolute questions are answered through this. Once you get this awakening, you can give realization to others and make their lives better as well. All these amazing things can happen to us with Sahaja Yoga. So why not get it? Why not achieve whatever is being talked about? I've talked a lot, and there's always so much to talk about in Sahaja Yoga because it is a big science, and you'll get to know more and more as you practice Sahaja Yoga and learn through Shree Mataji's lectures, etc. But for now, let's go to the most important part of the session, which is meditation. There are some steps that we'll do. You can just see them right now with your eyes open. Later on, you can do them with your eyes closed. So if you are sitting on the ground, you can sit cross-legged as it is shown here. Or if you are sitting on a chair or sofa, please put both the legs apart as it is shown here. Keep both of your hands open in your lap, again as it is shown here, and we'll sit straight, not very straight, not slouching, just simply sitting straight. If there's anything tight on our body, on our wrists, on our maybe on our waist or around our throat, or spectacles, etc., you can take all of that out. You don't need this for meditation. In fact, we'll keep our eyes closed during meditation. Right now, we'll just see with our eyes open. So first, we'll do some steps to balance ourselves. We are made out of 5 elements, and we use them a lot in meditation and Sahaja. We'll use some of them right now. First, we'll put the right hand on the Mother Earth. Right hand on the Mother Earth, left hand open in our lap as it is shown. Right hand on the Mother Earth, left hand open in your lap. So you can just do the steps right now with eyes open. Later, we'll do them with eyes closed. Then we'll bring the right hand into our lap. Put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky like this. Next, we'll put both the hands on the Mother Earth. Then we'll bring both the hands back into our lap. The next steps are to be done with the right hand only. Left hand will remain open in our lap. Right hand is to be placed on our heart. This is the place of the spirit inside us, which is the reflection of God Almighty inside all of us. Right hand on our heart. Next, we'll place this right hand on our forehead, like it is shown here, and press it across both the sides. Bend your head forward. We'll have some prayers here. After this, we'll bring this right hand to the top of our head. Stretch our fingers completely. Place the center of our palm at the top of our head here, which is the fontanelle bone area. And while pressing, we'll move the hand in a clockwise direction. While pressing the hand, we'll move it in clockwise direction and bend our head forward again. Then later we'll check the vibrations coming from our head and touching our palm. Move it back and forth a little. And in the last step, we'll put both the hands completely up towards the sky, open, and head bent backwards. These are all the steps to be done. One can argue that just by doing these steps, can I get to something so great? So the answer to that is not really. Once the great King Shivaji Maharaj asked his guru Ramdas Swami, who was a realized soul, how long does it take for one to get their self-realization? The guru answered by saying, Tat Shan means that very second. But we need someone who can give it, and we need someone who can take it. Shree Mataji here is someone who can give it to us. Her photograph is really special, and it emanates those vibrations that makes this great happening possible inside us. We'll just work with this hypothesis and accept this in our hearts for now. Later on, if proved true, we must accept it as the truth. So we'll sit cross-legged if sitting down, put both our legs apart if sitting on a sofa or chair, open both of our hands in our lap, and sit straight, not very straight. We look at Shree Mataji's photograph with respect. Slowly, we'll close our eyes and bring our attention inside of us. We'll see what is happening right now. And the only thought that we must have in our heart is that I want to get my self-realization, nothing else. Now, we shall do the steps that we had just seen. We'll keep our eyes closed till the end. Put the right hand on the Mother Earth, left hand open in our lap. Right hand on the Mother Earth, left hand open in our lap. We'll pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the imbalances and impurities of my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth. Bring our attention to our palms and just see what is happening right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Bring the right hand back into her lap. Place the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand in her lap. Left hand bent from elbow towards the sky. Hair will pray, Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my Pingla Nadi through the ether element. We'll bring our attention to both of our palms and just see what is happening there right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Now we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. We'll pray, Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Whatever impurities and imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring us into complete balance. Mother, please bring us into the center, into the present. Now bring both the hands back into our lap. Left hand will remain open in our lap and we'll place the right hand on our heart. Right hand on our heart, rest. Left hand open in our lap. Here is the place of the Spirit inside all of us. Resides the reflection of God Almighty, who is a witness to everything that we do. In reality, we are the pure Spirit, not this body, mind, thoughts, personality, whatever we identify ourselves by. All of this is momentary and fleeting. The only eternal thing is the Spirit inside all of us. So we have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am the pure Spirit. This is the truth. So you assert it and say, Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but the pure Spirit. Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Mother, I am the pure Spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but pure Spirit. Now, as I am the pure Spirit, I am not guilty of anything. If we feel guilty about anything that I have done this wrong, that wrong, we do not feel the vibrations in our hands. Whatever guilt we may have, whatever wrong we think we may have done, we leave it to the lotus feet of God Almighty, who is the ocean of love and forgiveness. We leave it for Him to take it up. We will say with full confidence that, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. With full confidence, we have to say this because feeling guilty is very detrimental to us right now. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we'll bring this right hand to our forehead and press it across from both the sides. While pressing our forehead from both the sides like we would in a headache, we bend our head forward a little. Here, we have to forgive everyone. We have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. And actually forgive everyone. Just don't think about anyone. In general, we give forgiveness. By not forgiving, we don't do anything. Play into the hands of people who may have done us wrong. But by forgiving, we let go and let the Almighty judge. So we say, Mother, I forgive everyone, myself too. Mother, I forgive everyone. O God Almighty, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. O God, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. Now I'll bring this hand to the top of our head. If your hand is tired, you may rest it a little bit in your lap. Now I'll keep again the left hand open in your lap and place the right hand at the top of our head. With fingers completely outstretched, the center of the palm is to be placed on the fontanel bone area, which was a soft bone when we were very little kids. Just the center of the palm pressed on the fontanel bone area, and we'll move it in a clockwise direction slowly so that the scalp moves along with our hands. We'll move the hand slowly in clockwise direction so that the scalp moves along with it. And we'll keep doing this for a while. Please bend our head forward a little as well. Keep moving the hand. Here we have to ask for a request for our self-realization. Very humbly, we have to ask. Without us asking for it, this great happening cannot happen to us. So we have to pray that Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, may I please have my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Stop moving the hand. Bring it back into alignment. Keep our attention where our hand was just now and sit in meditation for a few seconds. See that there are no thoughts right now. And bring our attention to both of your palms that are open in your lap. The center of the palm, see if there's a cool breeze coming out. Can be in one hand or both the hands. Can be hot as well. Just have to watch. Right at the center can be a very subtle feeling. So we look at it minutely. Bring our attention to our fingers now. See if one or the other finger in one hands getting some itching or tingling or hand crawling kind of sensation at the tips of your fingers. These are the chakras being worked upon by our Kundalini. Now, once again, bring the right hand at the top of our head where our hand was and raise it a few inches just above the fontanel bone. Move the hand back and forth, left and right. From a particular place, you'll feel the cool breeze coming out and touching your palm. It can also be hot beginning. Just watch it very minutely, look at it. Bring the right hand back into our lap and place the left hand similarly just a few inches above our fontanel bone area. Move it back and forth, left and right. See if there's a cool breeze coming out, touching our palm from a particular place. In the last step, put both of your hands completely up towards the sky, palms open towards the sky, elbows straight, and push back your head. Here you have to ask one of these three questions three times. Oh God, is this the Param Chaitanya? Is this the power of love of God that does everything? Is this the cosmic energy, divine energy? You can ask any question three times. Slowly bring our hands back into our lap. Once again, keep our attention at the top of our head, fontanel bone area, and sit for a few seconds in meditation. We can raise our hands a little bit up to our chest level and see the vibrations in our hands. Slowly open your eyes. Look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You can see that there are no thoughts right now. This is the first wound that we get after our self-realization. We'll bring both of our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji and our Kundalini mother inside for this blissful experience. For those of us who have recently joined, it's been a few days, I would request you to continue attending these sessions for a while, as it takes some time to understand what is being talked about and to establish this experience and understand it properly. We must meditate daily at home, in the morning and in the evening for 5 to 10 minutes only. How to do that, you can learn by joining our WhatsApp channel. The link for that is given in the YouTube channel. You can also learn some things about cleansing ourselves, where there's a foot soaking process to cleanse ourselves daily. Again, in the YouTube channel, there are short videos on that, short videos on taking bandhan, how to protect ourselves, etc. There are many scientific things in Sahaja Yoga to learn and practice daily. You can learn all of this through these links. Also, one must go for collective meditation once a week. It really helps us immensely to go for collective meditation. You don't have to pay anything there. There are centers all around the world in most of the Indian cities and towns now, and these centers are free of cost. The link to find these centers is given in the YouTube chat. You can click on the link and find the nearest center and attend. Again, to iterate, we are having these sessions daily, thrice, one in the morning at 8 a.m., one in the afternoon at 4:15, and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. For seekers who want to understand about Sahaja. All these sessions are in Hindi except on Saturday morning in Marathi and Sunday morning in English. One other session is at 5:30 p.m. for seekers who have now understood the basics and want to go into deeper meditation. Again, at 5:30 every day we have these sessions. As there are no questions today, we'll end the session here. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Shree Mataji. Jai Shri.